You can put the student sign up.
That's the program that we can't use.
Yeah.
So start sharing, guys.
Have fun. My behind you that I'm not.
I'm locked on my iPad, so my iPhone.
You forgot your password.
40 years. Since I had a new one.
I don't. Right.
The sound quality will be perfect.
Yeah. So November 16th going to be bringing dogs and game night.
Yep.
I will not be there. Well, I would if I wasn't doing the other fishing. I should be going up there stuff. Other than that, I won't be.
Yeah, I'm just happy the arena was fully on board to do something off the wall and different.
It'd be fun.
Well, no, there's so many like baseball events like that and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, it's nice that we're like ahead of the curve. But it's not like every other team in the league's done it. We're the first ones doing it. So we're trendsetters. That's what we
It's
try.
701. Is this in live?
Yep. I'm going to just read off the schedule.
It's queued up. Who do we got? Oh, Columbus. Columbus.
And then Denver. And then Columbus.
Well, it's one hell of a open this season against the team that's 100.
Yeah, and you only put Carolina 5 times the entire season and you're in the same division.
That's sad, too. Hi, and welcome back to Main Street Prowlers. We are here today with Joe Pace, your basically your fearless leader of your Port Young Prowlers team.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Welcome.
Today we're going to just run through a lot of questions that we've all been wondering about the team, especially with the new current setup with especially with the divisional setup now. First, we want to get your thoughts on all the new teams. There's 4 of them in Battle Creek, Danbury, Columbus, and then
Delaware.
Delaware, yeah.
No, yeah, it's awesome to expand the league. When we get one new team, it's exciting. When you're jumping from 6 to 8, that's awesome. But this year to 4 teams come in, it's awesome. Sometimes it's a little hectic because you're worried about everyone. You definitely want everyone to be successful. So it's definitely a little hectic at times. I think this year, maybe we should have leaned towards just topping it off at 8 and then made someone wait till next year and find more organizations, because the Battle Creek organization, it was a little timely, like had to get on it, had to get done, but had to find partners, had to find investors. So it wasn't just quick and easy, like we know who's owning the team. It's like we want to put it there, but now we got to find the funding. So it was a little difficult, but we did it in like 3 weeks. And I think, some other leagues work on trying to get the league going or teams going. It takes them years. So I think we're proving ourselves that we could go to investors, present our product, and it's a little back and forth, but we got 6 new investors on within 3 weeks for Battle Creek, so it was huge.
And it definitely settles to rest the whole rumor of them actually coming in the league, because they were spending, I believe, the last 2 or 3 years where they had that ownership group wanting to come in, but they just couldn't.
Where, in Battle Creek?
Yeah.
You mean Barry Soska? So, Barry's been wanting to have a neutral site game there for a while. So he scheduled one there. It was supposed to be, I think, North Shore and Berlin, and that one either got canceled or there's like 20 people at the game because no one promoted it. Last year, us and Danville were supposed to play there. So that's like how they like to expand the league. They like to really test the market with an exhibition game. So yeah, like when people are wanting us to bring a team in, no chance we'll be talking about it in January and putting the team there in the summer if like they don't truly believe in it. Because if they have any doubts, they're going to wait a whole year and schedule a couple of neutral site games and go like that.
All right. And let's expand a little bit more on Danbury, because they're getting a new team, but you've had the experience with them winning your championship over them in your first season. How is it? It's probably bittersweet to have them come back into the league.
Well, it's funny. Danbury's not a really old professional hockey city. We all remember when they came in with the Trashers. So since then, they've had 4 or 5 teams come through town. So, you know, they're catching up to us, and we've been around 50, 60 years. They've been around like less than 20. So, you know, when people think we got it bad, look at that, you know, and it's just nice to have big markets come back in. That arena is fun to play in. The fans hate you. They're right on top of you. They're spitting on you, throwing stuff at you. Like there's not a moment when they're not yelling at you or screaming at you. And that's, you know, it makes it fun to go play there. If it was a really boring, laid back game, I guess it wouldn't really matter if they're in and out, but you know the fans bring the excitement in that arena. They really do.
That's definitely even weirder because you literally are in the back when you're in the penalty box.
Yeah, they built out the upper level to build suites, and yeah, you're under the suites. But it's nice because you're protected. No one could throw anything on top of you. So in Flint, actually, the first time I got a penalty in Flint, I didn't know why there was glass over the penalty box, and then you look up and it's full with garbage 2 seconds later, and you're like, oh, that would have been on my head. So you know, it's nice for that one reason.
Talking about your days with Flint too, is you definitely have had, even before coming to Port Huron, you've had the coming through McMorran with the 4 different teams in the UHL, Flint and Rockford. Just point out a few right now.
Yeah, one of my first games professional with Rockford was in Flint, and then you know you're playing against guys like Jim Duhart and Bobby Reynolds and Kevin Kerr and Martin Woods, and you're just looking down the roster and some guys had played 20 years, 19 years, and it was just like, wow, I can't believe I'm on the same ice surface with them. And then you come here and you're playing against guys like Gretzky and Firth and guys like Casey Harris, and then you got Matt Goody. And, you know, so those were my first 2 games in the United Hockey League. I think I had it was like a Red Cross that weekend. I gave a lot of blood. I gave blood everywhere I went. But it was really fun. But yeah, you know, you see the beacons and then bam, they're, you know, the flags. And then before you know it, they're the Ice Hawks. But nothing really changed. You know, you guys were all there. You know, the crowd was rocking. So it didn't matter who you were playing here. It was always an intense game. You know, Flint, that was a whole other animal.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect there.
That used to be one of our biggest rivals coming even into the juniors when we had the Fighting Falcons.
Well, if they weren't Port Huron's biggest rival 50 miles down the road, there would have been a serious problem.
You're right.
There's something wrong with it if those teams aren't rivals.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a question from. I probably should have pulled up my.
We got a question, fan question.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We're doing some checks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about traveling to Georgia?
Yeah, it's like over 1,000 miles, and it's going to be a rough trip, but you're going down you know, I think we go there early in the season, so it doesn't matter. We won't be that cold here, but it's nice for the guys when they're in the middle of the season and you head down to a place like that and you get off the bus and it's 65, 70 degrees and it's January and you can wear shirts and shorts around town, go walk and get food. It's just a nice morale boost, but the building is beautiful, and it's not a bad town. They have a good fan base, so it's going to be fun to play there.
Right. And they should have definitely a huge number on your first time going out, because they used to have the Cottonmouths in the SPHL. And Scott down there definitely knows how to promote his games, as we all saw down in Carolina.
The biggest thing is, Scott Brand, he definitely has the time to put in the effort, and it's great he does, because he makes things successful. I get pulled a lot of different directions towards the end of the workday. I have kids now, a wife that things are busy, but it's great that a team has someone like him. I wish everyone did, and I fought tooth and nail. He's a Michigan-based guy, grew up here. I love to see him help me. I'm on the ice, he's in the stands, and I think we could be here for very long to come. And I think maybe after they get on their feet, it wouldn't be crazy for him to make his way up here, as long as him and Barry could work out their amends and things, and rebuild the bridges that were burnt.
Scott is definitely a very understanding guy, though. So hopefully he'll come up.
No, yeah.
Bella asks, Joe, are you scared looking at these East Side Rowdies?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely probably when you were in your Flint days.
Well, yep. It was really odd. I remember showing up, and I was like, everyone's hanging over the glass on the second level. No one's even sitting. This is wild. But it was intense games. When Gretzky and First were on the team, it was intense. And then that playoff series, you guys versus Flint, I got picked up by Flint. I came into the building not knowing what to expect, pro playoff hockey, and it just blew me away. The noise, the energy, the intensity on the ice, it was hot.
Back then we were all
For younger.
Even then, we were still this loud, though.
well, there were different East Rowdies then, though.
Yeah.
The original.
Well, whoever they were loud. They were drinking a lot, and they were having fun.
Well, that's what you need in your stands, though. Those kind of people to back you up.
Yeah. We love that. So, I saw a lot of crazy things in that, UHL days, and then to hear about what was before those in the colonial UHL, when there's, little C, little O UHL, those days were even crazier on and off the ice, I guess.
Well, that's also when you had the Thunder Bay, where we considered the crazy fans. Even though Flint was right down the road, Thunder Bay had those crazies. Even worse. They
had the crazies on their team, too.
That's true.
I played for most of them when they became coaches. They were crazy.
Well, then we had Canadian, though, too. So.
Right? Casey Harris is tough. I don't know if he could have acted on one of those teams. I know I couldn't have. Brian Wells was my coach in Winston-Salem, and he was scary tough. He was about 5'6", and I think he would have knocked out Mike Tyson. The guy was an animal.
The question is, Dwayne Brown's asking, how are season ticket sales going?
Good, but we could always use them to be better. I think Port Huron is such a walk-up town that people just kind of said, well, I could get tickets on game night. But it's always great when you have that support before the season starts. We don't get the check from the city from season ticket sales till after the new year, so it really doesn't no good financially now. It's just we know you guys are there. We know one day we're going to get a check from them. One day we're going to be okay and be able to pay some of our bills. But right now, if 150 people went tomorrow and bought season tickets, we can't use any of that money yet. We can't. It doesn't help us the first payroll, the first road trip. So it's really expensive to run on these teams. But we always want more season ticket holders. And I wish people were more excited to get season tickets, because we make it such a discount and we put it at such a sale early in the season. And even now, us right now, compared to most other teams, it's just night and day. Other teams are selling theirs for around $400. We're at $240. $240, folks.
I already bought mine.
Right?
Those are unheard of in pro hockey.
Well, and early bird special, people get them for in between, I think 175 and 200. There's on the seat in the section. So it's just we try to be cheaper than the movies and cheapest in the league because we know that we want to work with our community. We want everyone to have a chance to come, not just like in Chicago, only the most elite could go to a Blackhawks game now. So the way it works is tickets on the glass are $500, tickets here $300, tickets up in the nosebleed are $125. Who could afford 4 tickets up in the nosebleed when they're $125, $150?
I was also asking any big players that haven't been announced returning. I know Mr. Joe Page has something planned.
Well, it's always nice to have something up our sleeve. I think we put out everyone that is signed and is coming back. So the names that would be coming would be names like Matt Robertson, Austin Doe, Corey Simons, guys that are trying to play at the next level. Roby's dabbling with retirement, hasn't made it official yet. So, there are guys that still have a chance to come back if it's before camp starts, right as camp starts, right after. So no one's official yet, but, those are names that we like to have around, especially Corey, 13 games in 1 year. He's a solid backup. Last year plays over 20, moves into a more of a starter role. And, this year, it's going to be rough. We have 2 solid goalies that are property. So no matter who's in the net, who we're playing against, you're going to be in trouble if those 2 guys are on our roster.
Well, let's hope that Robo definitely surprises us like he did last year and comes back in.
Hey, Robo, 1 more year, buddy. Hey, together. One more year.
So let's actually talk about the season really quick. You start off the season October 25th when you go out to Watertown, who ironically...
No, we're heading to Danbury.
Danbury. Crap, I read the schedule wrong.
We got Danbury and their home opener, so it could be super fun.
Let's hope that we can have that same kind of energy that we get back in the final. First year. What are you guys preparing really for to start off the season successful?
Well, once the guys get here, it's mainly, evaluating, seeing who's in shape, who's out of shape, who needs to touch the puck more, who needs to get more shots, because some guys get to skate with really high-end quality players all summer. Other guys are skating by themselves. Some guys are going to drop in. No one else is showing up. They're skating by themselves. So it's hard to skate at a high intensity, high heart rate for, up to an hour when you're all alone on the ice. Right. So the big thing is evaluating everyone, getting everyone up to speed, getting everyone together. And really, we try to run a basic system because we want every guys to come in and out. And really, you should have a lot of hockey knowledge. We expect you to have hockey knowledge before you get here, so we don't have to spend so much time teaching you the basics. So, but every once in a while at this level, you're getting a guy that's never truly been coached, by a good coach. It's kind of just been like, hey, go play, skate hard, skate fast, shoot a lot of pucks, and hopefully we win the game. And, then we ask a lot out of them, and guys start to get, frustrated or they don't understand things. So it's nice to get that all out of the way nice and early. Right. So I know we're going up to Obscurus Fitness up at our CrossFit gym once or twice to have a full team workout. So we'll really see on those days. Me and Matt have been doing their workouts, and now we'll see who's in and out of shape. Because if you finish it faster than us, yeah, you're good. But if you lose to one of us, you're in trouble, buddy. Right. You're in trouble.
So it's definitely an interesting situation there too, being the head coach as well as the GM and a player.
It definitely is. Like last year, I found you have to have a good mix of guys, but then you have to good time where you let them do their own thing without you. So this year, I know the league's freaking out. They don't want me to be captain. I could care less if I'm captain or not. I was like, I do everything. Someone else could wear a letter on their jersey. I was like, I'll put a Z on there. I don't care. Talk to me last. But that's the thing they're worried about. Head coaches talking to refs in the middle of the game. And it's funny because what I'm truly saying to them is hurry this up. You're taking too long. I don't care who he's giving a penalty to. I have you've never gone over RU to call, and he reversed it. So all you got to do when you go over to talk to refs is, tell them to speed it up, tell them he's doing a good job, and keep the game moving. Because honestly, you're never going to argue something. Every once in a while, you could say, I'm not happy with that. Hopefully, you're going to even it up, and sooner or later, maybe you get a power play. But if I'm ever on the road screaming, yelling at a ref, it's usually just probably a boost from the fans. I'm usually telling him, I'm like mouthing to him, "You're doing a great job, buddy. I'm sorry I had to do this to you."
Just leave it to the fans to yell at the rest and tell them they're doing a terrible job.
Yeah, I got something up my sleeve for this year too.
It'll be definitely really interesting. You'll love it.
Right? Well, I know the big horns here became a problem over the years, but noisemakers. I know we had cowbells for years. It's great when we have a face-off in that offensive zone, and you hear you guys getting loud. And I'm always on Jim McPhee, our DJ, up there to play good, new, intense music, because it's not just about playing fun family music. You want, before some of those face-offs, the guys hearing that, the fans to feel that heartbeat in the arena.
I don't know if you saw last night's test run. I was wearing referee's jersey and a white cane.
Oh, there you go.
And sunglasses.
So he just needs two more. He needs two more blind mice.
I guess we need to get on that.
Well, yeah, there you go.
So he just needs one.
Talk about heckling and getting on the refs and the fans getting on you. Ever since you left Danville, they've taken a certain disliking to you. So you must love going in there and pissing them off.
Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of the people there, some are mad that I left. Some are mad that, I'm just not on their team. They don't care who I am. They're like, oh, you hate Joe Pace, I hate Joe Pace. But some of the other ones, the ones that are the loudest, are the ones that are mad like I took the Booster Club away from them because they were stealing and fighting from each other. Oh. Going back and forth, so they're nasty people anyway. So I don't really care how much they could say, Joe Pace, you suck. It's usually at the most quietest moment of the game you hear a good "you suck," and I just embrace it. You got to embrace that.
Like you said too, if you don't go into another arena, make them mad while you're there, you're not doing your job.
No, and that's it. I don't think some of the guys that come here understand it. When you guys are hanging over the glass yelling at them, they get butthurt. They're all refs, they're screaming at us. It's man, it's all part of the experience. It's part of the game. It's they get all crazy, and I've seen Carolina spray water up at you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff happens, and it's if I'm spraying water, it's at a kid in a fun way. If I don't like someone, I'll just ignore them and not engage. And that's what I mean. Well, and I encourage you guys, anyone else, if we did that in another team's rink, they don't hesitate to write an email directly to the league, talking about the incident, sending the footage of the incident, because if you guys do get hurt or anything, we don't want it to be 2 weeks later, it's coming out. It's that night, email Sarge, email Don, email Barry, let them know what's going on, because I'll be telling them, the refs are telling them, if it's coming from the public too, they can't ignore it,
right.
Because we are not the golden children of the FHL anymore. Year one, I thought we were going to be. Everyone's new team. I thought we were going to get by with some stuff. Well, Danbury came back with the Titans, and they ended up being the golden child. We beat them, and since then, we have been either the annoying neighbor, the ugly stepchild. So whoever we are to Don and Barry and everyone, they don't want to see us come out on top. We are constantly put down as the underdog now, and I think that was kind of Senior's attitude. He knew they wanted Carolina or someone new to win a championship, and he was like, I'm going to shove it up yours, and we're going to have the best season ever. And we ruined it for my old man. We're too worn down. Goalie was sick with the flu. We didn't go into that finals prepared, and it's a lot to be healthy. Going into that first round against Anvil, if we let Santa rest a little bit and we give him off some days during the week, and he doesn't, push his body, maybe he feels better going into the finals, because he was slowly just deteriorating. Had the flu for 3 weeks. He was fine because he never let himself get healthy. So it was wild. I wish we had a film documenting that whole run, that party up, and then that crash at the end, because that makes for good TV right there.
most of us were watching from tailgaters the game 4 of that final series too. But even though you guys lost that game, like I believe it was 8-5 that game, you still gave them hell, and you didn't die at all. Even with how many problems you guys had, you still were like turning the Watertown heads while you were doing it.
No, yeah. So it was just, we had spurts of ourselves in there, but then we just couldn't keep it going. Guys like Parkhouse, Dozer, Robo, Senior pushed them so hard during the regular season, so many shifts, so many power plays. The guys were playing so many minutes that they just they couldn't keep up with it. And then, not switching up the lines till we got in trouble. Guys didn't have time to gel, but also we went into that finals with the most powerful line in the league, and it's easy for other teams to say, we just have to shut down this line. And they were able to do that, and they were successful doing it. But it's funny hearing the players talk about it and how Kraz had nothing to do with it, and he was just standing there looking at him, and the guys are coaching themselves, and I'm laughing because I'm like, we did the same thing versus Danbury. It's like you need that cheerleader behind you, and he was always he was always digging the knife in when you were down. Digging, and that's one reason why he got let go. Is players constantly complained to me and Allie. Well, then the complaints kept getting overflowed past us, and we couldn't take them all. We just redirect them to Barry. If you have a true complaint, call the owner. And finally there was a change, and it was for the best. I got one last year playing for my dad, and we had 1 year playing under a great coach, high intensity, expected a lot out of us. Wanted to be coaching and teaching every day. So set a good example for everyone and got us back off on our right foot and going again.
A good thing.
Welcome, Austin.
Oh, hey, Federley, just come get some conies. Hey, 5 conies for Federley.
That's right. We're at Mama Vicky's Coney Island, downtown Port Huron.
Yeah, if you don't know where Mama Vicky's is, we're right next to the Brass Rail, across the street from the McMorran.
Exactly.
Every Monday and Tuesday, 99-cent conies. So
99-cent conies, and then you could go over for a beer at the Brass Rail.
So November 8th is the very first game at home, and it's actually against Columbus too. What exactly are you planning to as the home opener?
Austin said only if they're on the house.
I thought you were fine.
They're on the show's account. Put on the show's card. But no, yeah, we're already labeled. We labeled the beginning of the season already. Let the rivalry begin. Just the way the schedule works out. No one wants to see us play a team 4 times in a row, let alone 6 out of 7 of the first home games. But the way we can embrace that is they're in our division. We'll probably see them in the first round of playoffs or something like that, however they have it formatted. So we said, let the rivalry begin. We're going to play, 8 times real early in the season, and we're really going to get under each other's skin. So it's going to be fun. And, there'll be a lot of familiar faces on that team. So it's not going to be like a new team and new faces. It's going to be, the Carolina Thunderbirds and Columbus. So we're going to know exactly who's there. Everyone but Bun.
And how many chili dogs you can eat.
I don't know. If those 2 came down here, maybe we could have an eat-off next week on the show or something.
I can eat a Baker's dozen.
Oh, gosh. You got that, guys? Baker's dozen. That's 13.
So next show, since we'll have Matt on the next show, I guess we need to have a show versus the team.
Yeah. But, yeah, opening weekend's going to be awesome. Then we follow it up with, our big Casey's Kids Zone night. Get the dogs in there that night, have a canine night. So it's going to be great to try to raise money for, the St. Clair County, Humane Society, do stuff for them, do stuff for the Blue Water Humane Society. We have so many pet people on board already. So I think already, Matt has talked to your furry right here next door. They groom and board dogs. They have doggy daycare. They're great, and they're on board. Blue Water Pet Care's on board. So it's going to be so much fun to hear a score goal, hear the horn, hear dogs barking. It's just going to be a wild, fun night, and I think the kids are really going to enjoy a night like that. So we just suggest to fans, if you want to come out with your dog, on the leash at all times is an absolute rule, and dog friendly, people friendly, because there's going to be a lot of interaction there. So if dog isn't the best with people or humans, it's probably the best he doesn't get to come that night. Probably could bring him to a practice one time, something like that. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun night, and we're one of the first teams in hockey to do it. It's been done a lot in baseball, but we love to be trendsetters. We wanted to have the first ever doubleheader a few years ago, and everyone shot us down. Well, lo and behold, later in the season, Carolina does a doubleheader, and that was our idea first. It was, come downtown, buy a ticket to the game. That ticket gets you into both games, and that ticket gets you discounts on meals all around town in between the two games. So you can bar hop, eat, hang out, and make it a real fun winter kind of thing right downtown, and just bring the energy back down here. So this year it's going to be great to get the dogs in there early in the season, and something I can't wait for is at the end of the year we're going to have a ballpark night. And we're going to wear baseball jerseys, and we're teaming up with hopefully the team down in Utica, Jimmy John Stadium. Well, the 4 teams from down there, hopefully their mascots, beating up on Mets all night, maybe cracking them with a baseball bat or something. But yeah, like stuff like that is really fun because hockey doesn't like to embrace other sports. We're like, avoid football, avoid baseball. Well, right now we know spring training starting in the end of February. Well, guess what? Second week of March, we're doing in the ballpark night at the Prowlers game, and just have some fun with it. Just embrace the other sports in the area, embrace the Tigers, let everyone have some fun with it.
I know I've had a few questions from some of our fans about the pause night. They've been basically asking if there's going to be a special section for the dogs to sit.
Yeah, so I think down in the bar area is going to be open to them. The main thing is going to be what door, because we're going to have one of the doors as access for everyone to take everyone in and out. So everyone can have wristbands, hand stamps, things like that. But it's just going to decide on where they want everyone to go. If they want us walking up and down the parking lot on the north end, it could probably be bar. If we're using the bus depot side, it's probably going to be, we'll probably use a section down where we shoot twice to put everyone down that way. Closer to you guys, these are rowdies. Maybe we'll just clear out some chairs, go all these super rowdies.
We definitely need all the voices we can get, right?
Yeah. That's why it's so rowdy. There's the dogs up there with you.
Well, some of us do act like dogs, so it only makes sense.
Right, and yeah, this is going to be a big year for us. I know people love to talk like, oh, team's leaving, team's doing this. We can stay as long as we have the support. If you guys are constantly getting your neighbors or new people that you meet to come to games, it's never going to end. We're going to be the original Flags. We're going to be here 20-something years. People told me in Danville, you guys are going to be 1 or 2 years and done. They're like, this isn't a hockey town. They're going into year 9 right now. We made it successful and we left. I bailed on them. I'm sorry I bailed on you, Danville, but I had to come here and make this successful. So, already right now we're going into year 5. We beat out the Beacons that were so much better than us. We beat out the Flags that the city ran that, was supposed to be here again forever. We beat out the Ice Hawks. Now we beat out the Fighting Falcons. So, we're going into year 5. The only people that have a little cloud on us is the Border Cats and the original Flags. So It's a challenge to catch up to those original Flags, but I think the Border Cats, it's going to be easy to surpass them. But yeah, the big thing is, everyone bring your friends, bring family. It's you love and going to the games. It's telling a neighbor, like, have you been? No, I haven't been. Come on, come with me. Let's go. Come check it out, because that's what's going to make the difference. Putting a few more butts in the seats is going to keep us here years to come.
And you guys were in talks to add another 5 years on your lease too. So
yeah, so Rob is fully on board. Barry is. I know we haven't got those two together yet, but it's been a busy summer for him. I think he's involved involved with so many teams now that, he's a little bit torn and everywhere. And then he has his business that he still has to run in Chicago, which, when we're all in trouble, funds all of us, keeps us all alive,
Right.
keeps the bus on the road and the wheels moving. So, sometimes when he can't be around as much, it's okay because we know that he's working hard. He's not sent on a yacht. He's not on vacation. The guy doesn't travel unless he's going to a gun show or a gun expo. So, it's really crazy. And that's another thing is, we're supported and funded by someone who runs a gun range and takes care of a lot of police and FBI agents around Chicago. So we do support him. We do support gun use, but it's gun safety. You
Right.
got to have gun safety. So if you are gun owners, gun safety. It's a big thing. Drive safe, boat safe, use your gun.
Our next comment is John Rhodes telling Rob.
No, we're not even gonna.
Hey, no chirping Rob, buddy. You got a problem with him? Here's the door. Come on down.
Talk about the schedule again. Who are you most excited to see in our arena this year?
Well, I think it's going to be fun to have Columbus here right at the beginning of the year. It's going to, I think, be a fast rivalry. Man, hit us in the face. But, teams, the team that Billy McCreary put together in Danbury will be a competitive bunch. So that could be fun to have down here. Other than that, it's just going to be nice to have some more teams and mix it up a bit because we all know what those years were like when we saw St. Clair Shores or North Shore, 10 times at home or
Right.
12 times at home. So this year is going to be awesome. It's amazing to have like this big mix, but it's always nice when we have Carolina here.
Right.
Somehow those games, they get a little rowdy and out of hand, and I think it's mainly because that guy standing behind their bench.
He definitely knows how to have a good time, doesn't he?
Yeah, or whine about having a good time.
Plus, the people who come to the game who are Carolina fans and are related to, or were related to one of the players. I don't know if he's still with them. They're awesome.
I think it's going to be sad. I don't think Petrantonio plans on playing for Carolina this year. I think he wants to make an SPHL team play there. But yeah, his whole family would come over from Canada. I know he has some in Michigan as well. And yeah, they would have a group of about a dozen here at games, and that's always really nice too.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely loved.
That was like
Love us.
that was like the Nick Wright crowd when he was in Berlin. Every game they played there was about anywhere from 6 to 12 people from his family that would make the drive up. So it's always nice when you see this. But I would love to have a lot of those Michigan-based guys here on our team, and have that support more than just a few times a year. To see it almost weekly.
I know there's a lot of people that want Nick Wright back, so.
Well, I think Nick Wright really wants to play at the next level and stuff like that. But honestly, at this level, it's getting really hard to have guys like that because when other teams don't have big heavyweights for him to fight, there's almost some games where he's not needed at all,
Right.
and he could just be a healthy scratch and stuff. And then it ends up being a drain on us or a waste of money when you look at it. And it's like, well, you spent a lot of money on the budget on a player that you didn't use a lot.
Right.
So it's rough, but Portillo's coming back, so big body. Ports is back. We got, I think it'd be an 89 again, just rocking guy. So when you think about it, you don't usually think someone that's a lean cut guy around 6'1" is the tough guy, but I think he proved it last year by the doctor's bills, like he could hang with the best of them.
Okay,
Oh, we got questions again.
how do you think the playoffs will be formatted, and where do you think the cutoff line for teams will be, since there is 5 in each division?
It's definitely going to be East and West. There could possibly be 8 teams, and like 2 don't make it, but there could be 6. And then it's one of those things where in the past in the SB, it was 1 versus 6. The winner, like you play a best of 5, the winner goes straight to the finals. So if you're the 6th seed, you upset the first place seed, you're going straight to the finals. And the other 4 play 2 rounds of best of 3s. So, the team that's in that best of 5, that's about a 2-weekend set. 2 best of 3s, those are 2 weekends. It works out even where week 3, you're going into the finals now for your best of 5. So I guess it's a decision for them, but if I had to, I would probably say 3 from each side, and then do it that way where, you could do a, league-wide, just rank us 1 to 6 and do 1 versus 6 and, 2 versus 5.
Okay. And then my dad has 2 questions. He wants to know, are there any plans in the works to honor the late Billy LeCain?
Well, Billy has his number retired, and we would always love to do stuff like that. I know I reached out to Billy Watt for opening night, and he's not one that wants to get in the spotlight or do anything like that. But, I always want to do things. We're home opener November 8th. I said, why not make it Billy Watt night? He wasn't a huge fan of it because I don't think he wants to have to drop the puck or get out in front of a camera or anything. But stuff like that. I love to honor the history here. I've never ordered any of the numbers that are up on the wall. So since year 1, we've never had a 3, a 7, an 8, a 10, 11, a 20. We've never had it. So that's just something that I expect. I know other teams haven't.
It's glad to see someone actually respecting that, because especially with when we had the Fighting Falcons, those were their main numbers. We love our history, so that's what irritated us somewhat. So we're glad that you actually respect our history.
And then, what are the chances of getting more into championship winners for the original team?
So, I've tried to track down the originals. Some have said Nani has them, things like that. So, he won't let me get in that basement because I think he knows I'm going to start snagging stuff for the arena. But, those are things, even if we saw them and got pictures of them to try to replicate, would be awesome. But, a lot of that is all outside funding. It's you guys. It's, just donors that love the old flags and want to do it. It's, so now it kind of falls on me to not only fundraise for the Prowlers, but fundraise for just fun community events like that, like to honor teams that have done great things. But there's no reason there isn't flags up for them. So, I would love to see ours move from our merchandise side to their side with them and mix us in there. And that's a reason why we have the colors we do. We have the red and white in our jerseys for them. We added black, we had to mix it up a little, but that first year we went with Red Wings jerseys to honor the original flags and be part of that family.
Which is awesome, because the Red Wings did used to use this as their training facility for, I want to say, a good part of a decade.
Yep, you never know what toilet Gordie Howell's used. I don't know.
And there were a couple of years back in the 70s where their farm team was Port Huron.
No, I think it was the whole time. There was 2 years the team switched names to actually the Port Huron Wings. But even when they were the Flags, they were the Wings farm team. And I've met a lot of the people that used to help, equipment managers, volunteers are from around town. And they said, when camp would come up here, they had their team, they had the Wings. They were there were 60 to 80 players in this arena. I was like, I don't even know how the guys fit in there. But they were showing us where stalls were, and we would have no room for a training room or anything. So I give amends to those guys because they didn't have half the stuff we had, and they were playing at a higher level, and they're putting their bodies through hell. And there's really not much room. Everything that we have now, it was all stalls for them.
While we wait for other fan questions, I do have some rapid player questions for you.
Okay.
Just basically so people can learn more about you, so they can get more involved, basically feel more connected to the team.
Yeah.
First, favorite color?
Black.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Favorite movie?
Oh, I don't know. Slapshot.
You have to go for the original.
Well, it's do you say it is?
Your favorite NHL team?
Probably the Red Wings. Even though I grew up in Chicago, I got the Red Wings tattoo.
That's actually quite awesome. You have the Stanley Cup in there too. So.
Well, yeah, I played for a Wings team. We'll get back to rapid fire, guys. But I played for the original Wings affiliate team in Saskatchewan, won a championship, and they kept the logo for 60-something years. So,
awesome.
This was the Weyburn Red Wings, but it looks so much like Detroit. It's like, how do you now?
Your favorite team to play with?
team to play with, it was probably that first year Prowlers team. That was absolute gems of guys, and all the other good teams I played with. I was so young, I didn't get to appreciate it. But then I was a little older and got to take it all in and just enjoy the guys and their company. And that team was amazing.
And your favorite team to play against?
Play against, probably the original Danbury Whalers, and I think now it's Carolina.
That's awesome. Who is your favorite NHL player of all time?
Bob Roder.
Your favorite player to play with?
Favorite player to play with? There's been absolutely so many, but I played with a few guys that played in the NHL, so I stayed in touch with them. Reed Simpson played for the Blackhawks, Bruins, Devils. He was drafted by the Red Wings. Got to play with him in Rockford, and he was an absolute gem. He took me under his wing. And still to this day, we stay in touch. He's a scout right now for the Montreal Canadiens. So it's great when we get to catch up. And, hopefully one day we'll be, working together again or something like that. But he was an absolute great guy, and it really showed me what being a professional is all about. It wasn't about he's better than anyone. He came down to the UHL. He was right there with us. He was part of the team every day.
On that note, who was your favorite player to play against?
Play against was probably Frankie Littlejohn. Why I probably wanted him on my team so bad is, the guy's just intense. He's hard to play against. You can't even hit him or rub him out or hook him without him asking you to fight. So, when you see someone play like that, then realize, guys are leaving him alone because of stuff like that. You start to adapt that. You start to play like him. And then playing with him, you really learn what makes him tick. And I got to live with him for a little while, too, after that, playing against him. And it was really fun. After he actually beat me up. About the next week later, he moved into my apartment.
And who is your pick to win the Stanley Cup this coming year?
Oh, man, that's so rough. I'm definitely going to pick the San Jose Sharks. I want to see Joe Thorne get to hoist the Stanley Cup, get to retire like Ray Bourque, go out on top and have some fun. And, I just think he deserves it. He deserves it. He's put his body through hell, and he's a warrior.
Probably a dumb question. Who's your team to take it all in the FHL?
Us. Well, us. But this year's going to be competitive because, Andre, he always wants to win since he was in Berlin. I want to win every year. And then you have, guys like Clark. And now you're going to have, Columbus that, they have a high energy urge to win. But it's not like, Delaware or Battle Creek or any of them are going, hey, I just want to make playoffs and finish okay. Everyone's goal right now is to finish this season drinking from the cup with it sitting right here while we all talk and hang out. So, I definitely will be putting a root beer float in it. Either Casey's, A&W, somewhere. That's something. Last time I did a banana split sundae in it.
That's awesome.
So, it's always fun the things you surprise the guys with in that when everyone's having a good time somewhere.
We also want to congratulate you on baby coming up.
Oh, yeah, more kids, more hockey players. So, yeah, it's going to be wild. This winter's going to be crazy. Baby on the way. Scout just turned 1, and Will just is playing in a year of mites here at Glacier Point. So, he's an animal. He's playing with the kids older than him. He's playing on the national soccer team, traveling around too with older kids. So, I don't know if he set himself up to get pushed extra hard or we expected a lot out of him. But, he's got a challenging year. I have a challenging year, and I know Ellie does too at home. So it's going to be an adventure. But all I know is hopefully some of it slows down because it's probably going to fly by, and I just want to take a lot of it in.
We definitely, whenever we have you on the show again, we definitely want to show your family off.
No, I don't know if they'd be that peaceful. They'd probably be running around, stuff like that.
All right,
but next time we'll hold up a phone or something like that.
Hopefully next time also with the Championship Cup as well.
Yep. Well, next year, if that happens, if the Cup will be on the show, I don't know if we'll be here. We might just be on the floor or something.
All right.
We'll have to pick Graham's head up out of the cup. We're just down there drowning in beer. Once you're there, Instagram. Hit Graham up on Instagram. Instagrammy.
With Graham possibly coming on the October 8th show, what are your suggestions to him?
Graham, make sure you're ready to talk and have fun and be outgoing and don't be a smart aleck.
You already got the covered, right?
Well, yeah, his sense of humor, he throws people off, but everything with him is a joke, but he says it so serious, he throws everyone off. No one knows if he's serious or not. He walks out of the room, everyone's looking at me like, for real? Like he's joking.
Life's too short not to have fun, though.
Yep.
He has to really say something to piss us off because our mouths.
Yeah.
And then we also have Austin Federley coming on October 15th as well.
Okay.
What are your suggestions since he's a native boy?
Well, he's going to be walking across to you, so hopefully he's got some energy, and hopefully they're ready to feed him or something like that. So I'll get his blood sugar up. But yeah, the main thing is, talk to you guys and we have fun. So I don't really have to think about the questions. I'm just giving you the honest answer. So it's quick and it's fun and it's easy. And I think if everyone gets interviews like that and that's how they approach life and the media or anything like that, it would go a lot smoother and people would get a lot more information and, there'd probably be less questions.
Speaking of training camp, you have the free agent camp the weekend before that.
Yep. So last year I refused to do an open free agent camp just because I know guys are they get nailed for things all the time. Come try out, costs money. Come try out for juniors, costs money. Come to our college, you're going to have to pay tuition, costs to play on the team because it's club and this and that. So last year I just invited guys to training camp. We picked our team, we got going. But I do want to give the opportunity to guys that are looking to play. Last year we did get a lot of guys that inquired, are we having a camp, are we not? So, I just wanted to put it out there. Let's do it. And then with all the BS from all the other hockey leagues in Michigan that can't actually ever play a game, that I said from the beginning, no one think about it. I think this guy said, well, I'm going to buy season tickets to support them. I'm like, there's not ever going to be a team, so who are you going to support? But, it's fine. And I think one day, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, they all, those two states have it. Why don't we have it? New York should have it. States that are big hockey states should have a league where guys can get together and play full contact hockey. You probably will not ever get paid to do that. That league will always be a volunteer thing. You're never going to get paid to do it because in Wisconsin, no one gets money to play in their full check men's league. But it's the honor of being a part of the team, represent your community. Some of these teams have been around longer than the original Wings. They started back in the 40s and 50s playing full check men's hockey around their senior league, and they've kept it going. And now they host the full check men's league at Senior A Nationals in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So it'd be fun to see us have teams and stuff like that and send them over there to play and do stuff like that. So, I'm not ever opposed to it, but I am opposed to people bad-mouthing us and our community and me and, to give you guys the inside scoop, like I told most people, I didn't know who any of these people were. I didn't know the name Drake McKenzie. I didn't know IHL. I didn't know we were trying to start a full check men's league. But when someone uses us as a pawn and says, they're talking crap about me, they're being bad to us, they don't want us in their community, they're afraid of us. Well, they gained some clout, they got some steam going because people are like, well, who are they? The Prowlers are scared of him. I didn't even know who he was. Finally, we had to say something. We were like, well, you can't play your games here. It's against our lease, and it's never going to happen. Barry would sue the arena and the city and everyone, and Rob's not going to put that on the line for just some rink-a-dink bunch of Bad News Bears hockey players. And I put it out there for everyone that went to that free agent camp that's never going to get to play in that league, that it was a fundraiser for Drake to pay rent and have some gas money. I invite him out for free or a discount. I said, I'll work with you. I'll do whatever I can because I respect the game of hockey enough where I'm trying to help guys. Guys that play against me, they yell all the time, you're a disgrace to hockey. Why? Because I treat them like a POS. I am going to slash you. I'm going to rub you out in the boards. I'll throw you into the post. I'll dump you into my bench. I'm going to fight you 10 times. It doesn't really matter because I want to make sure you hate playing against the Prowlers. You hate playing against me. You never know what to expect. And, I just play hockey, which a lot of people don't do, and I catch a lot of grief for it. But there's not many of us left. So it's like I'm the last of the Mohicans out there doing what we do. So, sooner or later, all the kids will want to just play hockey. No one will want to hit. No one will want to fight.
Right.
And everyone will get
Won't
that
see no more
Euro-style.
hat tricks.
No, you will see a European-style game. Whatever a Yager hat trick is, Yager hat trick, 3 goals, 3 assists, and you go out with 3 girls after the game. That's what Yager does. So, and I guess that's the new style, like lots of slashing, hits, lots of hits from behind. Not, you never want to catch someone in the face. We got a question.
No, it's just Crystal says you're not lying either.
Oh, there you
I
go.
should agree with that.
So, but yeah, it's we're going to see this season, more younger players come up. You see a lot more high sticks. You see a lot more checks from behind, and that's kind of the way I play. The way I do is to avoid those injuries. I don't want some young kid thinking he could hit me in my nameplate with his elbow and slam me into the glass, and it's all right. It's not all right. I'm going to remember you forever, and you're going to be the next Michael Bunn who will make your life a living hell. That's right, Bunn. I see you. He's watching.
Michael Gremmett says, "Spoken like a true hockey player."
Yeah, well, and that's
We need to
it.
wrap this soon, 'cause
Yeah, we got ponies waiting for us, guys. We got to wrap this up.
On that note, what do you have for the teams coming into the season to say? What to watch out for?
We are going to have some new young guys that are going to fill out our lines. That's going to make us a lot more powerful. We have a lot of good D-men coming to camp. So really, we're going to be the Prowlers of old, but, we're going to have some new faces. So it's going to be hard to do a pre-scout on us early in the season. We got new names, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Everyone's motivated. We're ready to go. I know Chris Pollin's working with Warwick right now to get a new mask and everything. So Paulie's ready to get in between the pipes and pick up right where he left off in playoffs, because the goalie he was between the pipes in playoffs, that's a starting goalie in this league. We had a chance to beat that first place team every single game because the chance he gave us. He made saves he shouldn't have made. He made the ones he should have made. And we had those 3-2 games right there in the first round of playoffs. And that's the team, I want to be right out of the gate again.
And he played with the Carolina team the last 2 seasons before he came to you, so he definitely has that in for you guys.
Well, he had that drive to want to upset them just as much as anyone else. I wanted to beat Andre because I know what it felt to have a great season and lose in playoffs. So, and I know what it feels like to play in the finals, and there's no better feeling. And, the underdog is the team you want to be in the finals. And last year, that's who we would have been. And that's a great position to be in going into those last 5 games of the season.
All right. Thank you for coming in. And
Guys, thanks for having me.
hopefully we can get you on another episode soon.
Oh, yeah. Have fun with Graham and Federer.
We'll definitely give them hell. Thank you so much. See you
See you
guys.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
There we go.
Did we answer both parts of your day?